Hey, everybody. We are back with another episode. This is the Dating for Late Bloomers podcast. I'm Shane. Say hello to my partner, Daniel. What's up, dude? How's it going?
What's up, Shane? Doing well here. How are you?
Good. Good. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you. Today we want to talk about, I think, a topic that I think all of us can relate to, myself included. I'm sure Daniel as well. Especially now, at least in like the United States and stuff, in America and Europe, it's starting to get cold. We're getting to fall. We're in the fall. The holidays are coming. Winter's coming. Sooner than you think. Um, and so you might spend more time at home, and weather can make you maybe turn your mood badly and stuff. So we want to talk about the differences and the contrast and comparison of being alone and being lonely. I think a lot of people maybe don't understand the difference, or maybe they conflate the two, which, yeah, they're related, but being alone is just being by yourself, whether it's a Wednesday night or Saturday night, doesn't, or whatever time, just being by yourself and doing whatever you're doing. It can be anything. Being lonely is, well, you're just feeling like you're inadequate, you're not enough, maybe you're a loser, you're unlovable, or you have the classic fear of missing out. I have that a lot sometimes. I've had a lot more. I've gotten better with that, but we all have that too sometimes, especially if it is like a weekend and you're not out, you're at home for whatever reason. You feel like, well, I should be out, I should be doing this or having fun or partying or talking to people and all these things, and yeah, you could do that, but it's not it that's it's okay to be alone. And actually, we need to, especially in the realms of dating, which is kind of what this podcast is, central about, is you have to be able to be okay with yourself and being alone before you can meet somebody and bring your best self to the table. So, Daniel, what are your thoughts or your experiences with the whole alone versus being lonely?
Yeah, like you're saying, I think everybody's experienced both, right? Loneliness
Yes.
and feeling like you don't fit in and nobody loves you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think when like knowing how to be alone is a skill you develop, right? It doesn't come easily to everybody, right? I think we need to learn how to be okay without being around other people. And we need to know that we don't really need other people, honestly, like in order to function and to improve ourselves, right? Sometimes we feel like we're lonely because we are looking to get something out of people, and that's why we feel like, oh, I need something from others and I don't have it. I can't access it by myself. And so that's why you feel lonely. But if you realize that there is so much in you that you can contribute to other people, and instead of expecting to get from them, that maybe something you can give to everybody, then I mean there is no need for you to feel like there is a lack in yourself, and that you are, it's like seeking something, right? I think neediness comes from us thinking that we don't have it, and so we need to get it from others. So, like I said, it's not something that's easy to develop, but I think it's possible if you start realizing your worth, and seeing how much value and potential there is in yourself.
Yeah, that's well said. Um, Although I disagree with that a little bit because we need both. We need to be able to be alone and grow on our own and self-develop on our own. But especially us as human social creatures, we need other people as well to also grow, become better, to motivate, to scratch that social itch, find intimacy, whatever it might be, friendship, companionship. We all need help sometimes. It's okay to ask for help. Yes, men out there, I'm talking to you. It's okay to ask for help sometimes. Nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
So we need both. So you have to be good on your own, but so for example, let's say it's the weekend and it's Friday night, and you could go out, right? You could go out and try to meet people at a bar, or you can go get drunk, or you can, I don't know, go spend a lot of money at like the movies and the restaurant, which, I mean, nothing wrong with those things, by the way. I'm just saying those are options. Or you could stay home and save some money, cook a nice healthy meal, read a book, watch a movie, or do something you want to do, catch up with a friend on the phone, hang out with your dog, work on a side hustle or learn a new hobby, work on the instrument you've been playing, whatever it is, go to bed, earlier maybe than staying out super late. There's all these things that you can do both on a physical, emotional, and financial, I guess, level that can help, as opposed to just having to be out for the sake of being out. Now, there's, again, being out is great too, but then let's say the next night, Saturday, you do have something to do. You have a birthday party with a friend or something, and you go out and you have a great time. Those are two great things, and those are two necessary things in life. This goes back to the point we've talked about before, I think in at least a couple of episodes of validation, internal versus external validation, or kind of like what Daniel said, knowing your worth. Someone who's confident in themselves, they know what they bring to the table, they know their worth. They're not going to have, at least not in a bad sort, like a really really severe way of, I'm not enough, I'm a loser, no one loves me, I'll never find a partner, blah blah blah, all those self-limiting beliefs and bad thoughts. They'll know that, hey, this is part of life, and they know that they have a great life and social circle. Or another example is, let's say you have plans on a Friday and your friend cancels last minute, and you have no plans and you have to be home. You have to be okay with that. That happens sometimes. So it's really about having that. You have to start and bring it in, and start with within before you can bring your best self to the outside world. So I know that sounds a little cliche, woo woo, but it really is true, guys. It really, really is true.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't need anyone, you become a magnet, and rather than chasing, you're attracting, and that's a good place to be at. And going back to what Shane was telling, I didn't mean that we should be like rejecting others, right? Or thinking that we don't need anybody else in order to exist. I think as human beings, we're social creatures, and we need each other. But I truly believe that we can't really start by having this balance, right? We can't really start off by thinking that we can be alone, but also somehow include people, right? We need to decide what we're gonna do first, and I think we need to start with ourselves. And I know it sounds kind of selfish, but at first, since we don't have that value developed yet, it's really hard for us to think that we're actually giving to people, right? I think when we start off, we have this mindset that we need, right? And that's why we chase, because we feel needy, right? We're like, we're not good enough, and that's why I need this other person to feel complete. And so that's why, you know, I was kind of radical to say that, oh yeah, you don't need anybody, because that's the type of mindset that you need to start off with, like thinking, okay, I need to prioritize myself, I need to put myself first, and really become a little selfish in order to become selfless down the road, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. So I think we're talking about the same thing, just different angles. But yeah, I wanted to clarify that for the listeners and the viewers. We don't want you to forsake people altogether. We all need people, and that's normal and fine. We don't want that. We're uh, what Daniel was, I guess, what he was saying and what he's saying now is, yeah, you have to have, well, like I've said too, we need both. You need to have both yourself and other people. And yes, it sometimes you have to be selfish. We've talked about the nice guy syndrome before. That's a classic trait of that is they're, if this is even possible, I guess they're almost too giving. They don't put any of their needs at all, and they spread themselves too thin. They put themselves out there too much, and then they have what's called covert contracts where they expect so much in return. Oh, I fixed your car, and all they said was thanks and drove off. And they're like, well, they get all angry and stuff, you know. And ironically, nice guys usually aren't nice. So you gotta put your needs first. So I have a buddy of mine. Reason this topic kind of, I mean, rings true for me is because I'm definitely being guilty of the fear of missing out syndrome, you know, on a weekend. But I have a buddy. We were talking, I don't know, about a month ago, and he was having the same issues. He lives in a kind of a somewhat busy city. He's kind of in downtown, and he's about late 30s. And it was a Friday night, and he can hear people out going to eat, going to the bars, having fun, laughing. And he's at home, and he didn't have anything. I think he just didn't have plans that night or something. And he was really bothering him because he was having that fear of missing out, right? Oh, I'm a loser. What's wrong with me? Oh, I should go out, right? Society says I should go out, or whatever. Facebook says I should go out. Well, yes, maybe not. And so in those kind of cases, again, there's something wrong with going out, but I guess what we should say is you should be okay with either one. If you really want to go out or there's something to do, then yes, by all means, but be okay staying in as well, and kind of lean into that fear, lean into that uncomfortableness. That's where the growth happens. Again, they call it a comfort zone for a reason. You don't grow in your comfort zone because it's comfortable. You have to break those barriers and make yourself uncomfortable sometimes. That's where growth and really true growth happens. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's how you make iron, right? By exposing it to the fire, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not gonna feel good if it felt good, then you know everybody would achieve what, you know, this state of non-neediness, right? Because that's where you wanna get to, like being okay, being by yourself, and not needing anything, not needing anybody to feel content, to feel happy. And again, you know, it's not easy. You know, I am talking about all these things with Shane here, but I mean, I struggle personally. You know, like right now, I'm not dating anyone, and every day it's okay right now because I'm focused on, you know, other things, better things that I know will, you know, like benefit me. Like they're already benefiting me, but I know it's gonna be even more in the future if I just keep at it and keep nurturing it. So and what I'm talking about is my business, and because I have this, it helps me cope and it helps me, you know, carry on. At the same time, if I didn't have, you know, something to put all this energy on, I would probably be, you know, looking for, you know, people or things to, you know, to invest all this energy and time that I have. And I really think that when we don't have you know, priorities, and we don't know what we're doing with our energy and our time, and whatever that thing is not really meaningful to us, then you know, we're victim to procrastination, and we don't know what to do, and that's why we chase. That's why we go look for people or things that, you know, we can love, we can protect, because as men, we're looking to do that. We, you know, we protect, we are leaders, right? And so we have this need to find, you know, a lady, you know, or if it's a lady, well, I guess for women it doesn't really work. But in, you know, I'm talking about my personal experience, and I'm just, you know, thankful that I have something to put all my energy on, and to just be focused on, you know, what I know is priority. And so I think that would be my suggestion for you guys. Find something that really um, gives you a lot of meaning, and you feel that it's something really relevant for you, and then you won't feel lonely. Like, I promise you, like, once you find that one thing, you are going to be a machine, and you're going to be like, you know, putting your, you know, all your effort is going to be directed towards that thing, and you won't even feel lonely. Like, you won't even notice, like, you won't even care about being lonely, because when you're alone and you're focused, that's when you work the best. That's when you know, function the best, right? It's when you don't know what you're doing and you're distracted, that you're like, oh, you know, am I feeling lonely? Like, why is nobody, you know, like, talking to me, or why is not nobody noticing me, right? It's, you won't even care once you're like laser focused, like I'm saying. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, Shane.
I do. And yes, those are all very good points. Like, you can use this time if you are alone, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
of forcing yourself to do it, or if it's, I guess, forced upon you, for lack of a better word, or because the weather's getting, you know, it's getting dark now earlier and it's getting cold, so you might stay in more, so you have more time in, right? This could be that time to, like I said, work on that hobby or a side hustle, or just
Yes.
something you've always, heck, it could be like learning how to crochet. It could be anything. It doesn't matter what it is, really, as long as it's not destructive. It doesn't matter. Um,
Yep.
but I wanted to, you know, just, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a super ambitious thing either. It could lead just be watching a good show or your favorite movie, or getting a good book and having your dog at your feet and having some tea. It could be those things too. And quiet, taking a nice bath, or taking a
Yes.
nice walk, or working out, or cleaning out your closet. It could be so many different things. So um, you know, it can just, you know, really find that joy in yourself, and with what's
Yes.
around. And that ironically will make more other people more attracted to you when you're out in the real world, when you're meeting new people. It'll strengthen your friendships, your
Mm.
relationship with your partner. It'll help you in your business. It helps you with your confidence, because, you know, the analogy that I like to use sometimes is, I think I've said it before, so bear with me, but think of like a Spartan warrior back in the day, right? And he has all of his helmet, his armor on, his helmet, and his spear, and all these things. And some little girl walks up to him and goes, "Your helmet looks stupid." If he's really confident with himself and he knows himself, he's gonna just think it's cute, you know, or like, okay, little girl, and like just keep walking. He's not gonna get like, well, uh, you know, I'm trying, or, you know, get all mad at her or upset or blush. That means he's not enjoying, he has some issues within himself. And that's not the girl's fault, right? That's his fault. That's his problem that he needs to fix. A good line from I think it's from one of Robert Glover's books. He says, only you are responsible for your happiness and your life, essentially. No one else is responsible for fixing you but you. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know it's kind of heavy, but it's true. So
It's yeah, that's well said, man. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me because I need these reminders too.
yep. And like I said, guy, me and Daniel, we are on this journey with you. We're shoulder to shoulder, day by day. We're working on ourselves. We both have things that we're working on, including this podcast. Um, yeah, we're not perfect either, and we have our moments and we have our downfalls, but we're coaching each other and ourselves, and hopefully all of you. Hopefully you guys get something out of this every time. So, Daniel, any last thoughts? Not to cut you off there, but
Yeah, no, just keep going, guys. Keep going. Like the most important thing is to just pick yourself back up and just continue, right? We're gonna find a lot of hurdles and obstacles along the way, but as long as we don't quit and we just continue the journey, like I'm sure there is other things besides dating that you have going on for your life. So don't just
yes,
be focused on dating, like focus on other things. And like Shane was saying, it doesn't have to be something grandiose and huge, right? It could be something as simple as just taking a bath. But as long as you enjoy it and as long as you like it, that's all you need. I like the big challenges because as men we love a good challenge, right? If it's not challenging, then we're not even worried about it. But when it's a challenge, it's like, okay, yeah, I gotta take myself seriously and I gotta like do this 100%. That's how men operate. Give us a challenge and we work better as a result. But if it's something simple, like it's like whatever. So that's why I associated with challenges, at least for men. For women, it's probably different. But still, like my final words would be just keep effing going. That's all.
yeah, and women like and need challenges as well, just as much as men. I know what you mean, though. I see what you're saying, but women like a good challenge too. Women really good at focusing on like relationships and
Right.
kind of thing. Um, but it's all related, guys. It's all related. Just be okay with being alone, and if you're not okay with it, learn to be okay with it. Just work on it. Try
Yeah.
it. Try it the next time you're really feeling uncomfortable with it. Just lean into that and just feel what you're feeling, like in your body, in your mind. Take note of it. Write it down if you have to. Make a journal. Write it on your phone, audio message, whatever it is, or even, well, yeah. I mean, just make note of it, and it might suck a little bit, but it makes you stronger in the end. It's just like going to the gym. Going to the gym is not easy, right? You have the pain, the struggle, your sore muscles the next day, but guess what? It's worth it in the end because you're going to grow. Your muscles are going to grow back stronger. That's how we grow. So, all right. Thanks everybody for listening. We're going to sign off, keep it a little shorter tonight, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if you have any ideas or thoughts for future episodes, and we will see you next time.
Peace, guys. Bye.
Good night. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening. You can find us anywhere you get your podcasts. Also, follow us on YouTube for the full-length videos and other shorter videos and other content. Same thing on Instagram and TikTok. Just search for Dating for Late Bloomers.